Hey everyone. I wanted to say a few words about provenance, attribution, authentication. There's all kinds of different words for it, and actually they all kind of mean a little bit different things. Um, but this is very, very important. So I want you to pay attention and maybe make some notes about this, at least so you absolutely know what it is you're doing with your hard work. All right? We live in a culture that has, over the last few decades, kind of moved away. There's a big distance between fine art and popular culture. And I don't want to sit here and start pointing fingers and going, it's because of Facebook, or it's because of television, or it's because of nah, 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 nah. I don't want to get into that. You can if you like. The point is, I think we can all agree that there's a significant distance. Part of that is education, big part of that. Part of it is a culture that has gone from, we're way past consumerism. We're into immediate gratification now. The fallout of that, or one of the consequences of that kind of a mindset about everything, not just art, is that there's less tendency to really investigate the minutia, the actual workings. There was a time, believe it or not, that when you went out to, or when you were looking to purchase something, I don't care what it is, a car, a book, in this case, artwork, it was perfectly natural. It was expected. It was the behavior that you would go out and actually shop, that you would look around, educate yourself, learn and discern. There's that word again, discernment. Discern what the qualities are of the stereo system you wanted to buy. And then you could justify why one brand was charging a lot more than another, number one. And you could also, the other way around, look at somebody who was charging significantly more for a product that wasn't necessarily better because you understood the technical specifications. You looked under the hood. And when you're in a culture that wants everything right away, right now, there's just not much time allotted to that investigation. And more in our world, people in general are just accepting what they're told. Oh, this is the best. You're not going to get any better. Oh, good. I'm satisfied. Give it to me. I want it now. So I don't want to get into a big political discussion, but that's essential to understand that. This is why there are thousands of gallery owners out there, or institutions that sell art, that are really not involved in the art experience. They don't really value, and I'll explain that in a minute, the art work, your hard work. What they establish a value for is the product. If people like it, they'll buy it. And so it's really much more of a retail experience than it is a meditative, contemplative, involved relationship with the gallerist and the artwork, and perhaps the artist. And what happens is, you impulse buy, or you buy by some other criteria, and very little thought is given to, what if in 10 years, the last 10 years, I'm a very different person. What if 10 years from now, it doesn't do it for me, or I want to sell this work. How am I going to establish a value for it? The answer is provenance. it's a very integral part of artworks in general that there needs to be a very clear, neat lineage, a point-to-point history of the changing hands of this artwork. Now, if you're the artwork, if you're the artist, it's incumbent upon you that when you deliver a piece of art to a customer or to a dealer or to an art rep or anybody, when it leaves your hands and goes into another person's hands, you need to document that. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be me, Bob, is on this date for the purpose of consignment or for the purpose of sale or for the sale and transfer ownership to whatever it is situation that you're in, with the name of the person it's going to, or the gallery, or the person at the gallery, or both, best, and establish a value for it at that moment. The gallery may sell it for 10 times that. That's not the point. The point is you've established a value and you've signed this document, and that authenticates this document. Preferably, if you can, in our age it's not hard, include in that piece of paper a decent image of the work itself. If you can't do that, and I would suggest doing both, have an image and a pretty thorough description. You know, I used vermilion, alizarin. Don't be afraid to list right off the bottle or the can or whatever. This is the color I used. Put it on there. I'll tell you, the gallerists today, most of them, they don't want to be bothered with that. In fact, I have my own experience with a gallery just a few years. It was like pulling teeth to get the name of the purchaser from them, because I was keeping records. You know, Bob Smith of Uketown, Mississippi, on October 9th bought this painting. It's sold to that person. So I don't trust the gallery and I don't trust the buyer to keep records. But someday they're going to want to sell that, and you know, perhaps I'm known. I'm somewhat known now, but if you're starting out, you're not known. But at some point, I mean, that's your goal. You'll have a circle of collectors, even if it's not very much money. They still will respect you and want to own your work. And if they find out that one of your pieces is for sale from somebody else, the first thing that's going to cross their mind, they're not even going to say it. They're going to go, well, we'll see if it's really a Sylvain, or if it's a Bob, or if it's a Charlotte's, or whatever. And they may look at it, and they may say, well, it kind of looks like something he'd do, but I don't see his signature, or I see his signature, but it looks like it was written on here with a pen. How do I know this is really so-and-so's work? And the owner at that point is going, well, I don't, you know, I bought it from a guy who bought it from a guy who bought it from a gallery, and the gallery's out of business. So, I mean, you know, this is work, though. Well, I mean, used car salesmen are better than that. So, it makes me very upset that gallerists, anyone who puts himself in a position of representing an artist at any level and sells that artwork to somebody, is not only treating their artist like crap, but this is the thing that baffles me, is they're not giving any credential to their own business, let alone insulting their buyer as somebody that, you know, you just, when you get tired of it, throw it away, come get another one. They don't deal in art, they deal in product. And we live in a society today that product goes bad and you just toss it away and go get another one. So please, 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 please create certificates of authentication every time that piece leaves your hands and goes to a gallery. And tell the gallery, I need you to add the name of the buyer on this, and I need a copy of it when you sell it. That's all you have to do. Keep records. Don't trust the gallery, because they won't do it. And all you're doing is adding value to your work doing that. So I encourage you, please, take Provenance seriously. Here's the place you can go online to find out more about it. www.artbusiness, one word, artbusiness.com. I'll put it in the comments too. Please educate yourself on this. It makes a big difference. Thanks a lot for listening. I'll talk to you again soon.